The topic of this presentation is futures and forex versus options. Now, futures and forex are more or less similar types of instrument. There are obviously differences in both of them, but those are more procedural in nature. The basic way both these leverage instruments operate is similar. Options in comparison to this is a totally different kind of instrument. So in this discussion, we will compare options with futures and forex. Now what happens is many new traders are attracted to options buying as it has limited risk but potential for unlimited profit. But in reality, many professional money managers considered buying options to be a loss-making strategy. We will also see the reasons. So to understand this, we first need to understand how options work. So in options trading, there is a presence of two parties. There is an option buyer and an option writer. Option buyer buys an option by paying a premium to the option writer. Option writer sells the option and collects the premium, but he also bears all the risk. Option buyer's risk is limited to the premium he has paid. In worst case scenario, the option can expire worthless and there is no extra liability on the part of option buyer. Option writer, in contrast to this, is exposed to potentially unlimited risk, but he gets the premium to keep. So at this point of time, I will like to raise a point to think about, and that point is, if trading in any kind of leverage instrument, if it is called as a game of reward for the risk, and if you pay somebody else to take this risk, who is going to get that reward? Is that you are going to get the reward, or the option writer, or the other party is going to get the reward? So let's take an example to understand it little bit in detail. So option buyer in our case thinks that a specific stock is going to go up. The price of that stock today is near to $120. So he buys a call option, that is a right to buy at $120 for a lot of 100 shares and pay the premium of $1,500. The expiration date is 30 days from today. So option buyer has paid a premium of $1,500 to the option writer, and in next 30 days he has a option to buy these shares at $120 anytime. In contrast to this, option writer, what he has done, he has written a call option and sold it to the option buyer. He has collected $1,500 by way of premium. He takes the responsibility to sell 100 shares to opposite party, that is option buyer, at $120. So now let's see what are the possible outcomes. Now if stock remains at $120 or it goes down in price, then option will expire worthless, because if the price is $110, then for the option buyer there is no point in exercising that option and buy it at $120. In that case, so option writer makes profit of $1,500, which was the premium he collected. Now if stock goes beyond $135, then option buyer has recovered his premium and also made some profit. Option writer in that case has incurred some loss. If the stock remains between $120 to $135, then option buyer could not recover his complete premium, but he has covered some loss, and option writer has made some profit. Now going by the same logic, if stock goes much beyond 135, let's say that from 120 it goes to 220. Then in that case, option buyer will make a profit of $100 into $100 shares, that is $10,000 minus his $1,500 commission, $1,500 premium, and option writer will make equivalent amount of loss, that is 8,500. So as you can see, if the price goes much beyond 135, then the risk of option writer is unlimited, but the risk of option buyer is always restricted to initial premium he has paid. So if you observe here carefully, you will notice that there is a speciality to options instrument. Compared to futures or forex, option has a time expiry of instrument. If you are trading in futures contract or forex lot, you can hold that position as long as you want. There will obviously be some cost in case of commissions or interest charges. Commission will be applicable in case of rollover of future contract, and interest charges will be applicable on forex lot. But that cost will normally be really insignificant. However, that is not a case in case of options. As the expiry date comes near, the value of that option instrument starts going down. So in our example, the option was bought at $1,500 here. As the expiry date starts approaching, the value starts going down. So after 15 days, it will be close to $600, and by the time it approaches expiry date, it will start becoming zero. So in summary, after you bought an option, even if nothing happens significant in the world, even if the stock remains at $120, there are no other economic changes, still, just because time is passing by, you will still incur a loss. So what really we need to be successful in options? So to trade option buying successfully, you not only need to be correct in your call or in your prediction, but you also need to be correct in how many days that event will occur. In futures trading, if I feel that price is going to go up, and if I go long, then even if market remains sideways for next 20 days, I am not worried. The trend in my desired direction may start after 20 days and I am still happy. But that is not a case in options. If nothing happens for those next 20 days, then the value of that option instrument is still going to go down. So as you can see, there is an advantage to one party in the dealings in option. Because of this peculiarity in which the options work, the option writer has undue advantage in this game. He makes money if stock goes in his desired direction, and he will make money even if stock remains sideways. Many new traders are attracted to options buying because it offers limited risk but potentially unlimited profit. Unfortunately, what they don't understand is the probability of realizing that unlimited profit is only 10% or even less than that, whereas the probability of option expiring worthless is 90%. So now let's see what it will require in our example for option trader to be profitable. So in our previous example, the buyer bought call option at a price of $120 by paying $1,500 premium. Presuming that he is right, his prediction is going to be correct 50% of the time, he needs to make profit of at least $3,000 on those winning trades just to break even. What that means is, if he is taking 100 trades, then on 50 trades he needs to make a profit of $3,000 on an average. So his total profit will be $150,000. On those other trades, he does not make any profit. The total premium. So the total premium he has paid is $150,000. Net, he is going to make $0. So he is not losing anything. He is not earning anything. Now the question is, what is the probability of a stock moving from 120 to $150 in just 30 days? That is 25% price jump. Because he can make average $30,000 profit provided the stock goes up by $30 in 30 days. So according to me, really this probability is quite low. Let's consider even further that presuming that he is going to win with profit factor of 2:1, that is, he has to make a profit in this kind of trading, then that trader has to make at least $6,000 per winning trade. So the calculation will appear like below. On 50 trades, he will make $6,000 profit, so total profit of $300,000. Whereas on the rest 50 trades, he is not making any profit, so zero income. Total profit is $300,000 minus premium $1,500 per trade, $150,000. So net he is making $150,000 in this trade. But to achieve this, he has to get a stock price from 120 to go to $180. So what is the probability of any stock moving from 120 to $180 in 30 days? That is 50% price jump. Again, I believe that this kind of probability is quite low. It is true that in market volatile situations, like during crashes or during some kind of big event happening, stocks do move very fast, very up or very down. So big moves are possible. But you will also notice that during that period, the option premiums are also skyrocketed and they are not in the range of $1,500 or something like that. They might be really quite high. So in summary, buying options is really a loss-making strategy. It might have worked during specific times or during market crashes. However, it is not a consistently tradable strategy. The group that really makes money in options trading is options writers. So if you really see that most of the professional traders who do options trading, they are option writers and not buyers. And if you check on website like www.managefutures.com, you will find that in their disclosure document, they clearly mention that they take the benefit of this time expiry of option and try to profit from it. So thank you for watching this video and happy trading. Before I close this presentation, something about Equinox. Equinox is a company based in Singapore providing premier trading education in the field of leverage trading instruments. The tools and techniques we teach in our trading are backed by solid research. In addition to this, Equinox also provides consultancy advice to traders on various topics like trading systems, evaluation, backtesting, money management and portfolios. You can learn more about courses and consultancy offered by Equinox by visiting our website www.tradingsystems.com.sg. Thank you.